have your daily dose of Thorios, packed full of thunder and lightning.
Ha, get it, guys. Thorios.
Minions have spawned.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming in and watching. This is going to be the complete guide, like everything to do with Thor, kind of who counters him. Unfortunately, I don't have Saints here today. I wonder if it's because I didn't actually join voice chat or if it's the day after Christmas. So hopefully you all had a great holidays. Continue to be safe, have fun, and yeah, we'll kind of head on into this, kind of the way that I like to level him, and then his build, how I personally play him. Now, I think with Thor, you could, because of the new arc damage that his ult does, you could go auto attack based, but I personally think, and from what I've seen, he's a better ability based assassin. So, to kind of go over his abilities here, this guy right here will fill up when there are enemies nearby. When those enemies are nearby, he gains physical power. So use this to your advantage. If you're coming up on Fire Giant, and say you don't know if anyone's there, so you walk in, and all of a sudden this starts to, and you're behind the wall, and this fills up, you know they're on Fire Giant. That's one thing that a lot of people don't realize, is people with auras do give themselves away. Granted, you do have to be within 30 units, which is pretty close. Like, there's your 30 units right there. So, anyways, kind of keep that up. If you, like, literally hug the Fire Giant wall, it should? I don't know. Anyways, try it. But if you start walking around and you start seeing that fill up, just realize there's enemies nearby. You throw out your one that does damage. It's really cool. You can teleport to it if you tap your hammer again, and this is what makes Thor somewhat of a high skill cap god. Is you throw it forward, you do damage to all enemies in its path. If it hits twice, minions take 80%, gods take 200. So this isn't necessarily a jungle clear. The cooldown is a bit higher, but it does kind of not scale, but it, you increase it a bit, and it does do pretty solid. While the hammer is flying, pressing the button again will teleport Thor to his hammer. So that's kind of how that is. His 2, to simplify it, is a big stun. As you level it up, the stun gets longer, but the actual fissure itself, the like barricade, doesn't get blocked or doesn't go away. You can jump over this, and you can use a phantom and walk through it. Just to keep in mind, this can also hurt both enemies and friendlies. Friendlies cannot walk through it. It is not like a Yamoja wall. A Yamoja wall, friendlies can walk through. Thor wall, you cannot. It's kind of more like an Amir wall. Then your 3. Thor spins around in front of him, dealing damage to enemies in front of him up to 3 times, and to those behind him twice. The final swing does extra damage. Thor is knock-up immune for the duration. So keep in mind, if you're going up against like a tier, say a Sylvanas, who has a knock-up, anyone, even a Yamoja, I think her 3 is a knock-up. I'm not 100% sure, though, because she's still new. But anyways, any knockups, if you use your 3 right beforehand, you immune it, which is really good because Sylvanas uses his ult for peel. You can also use it if, like, in a Wheelix, because I've started to see a ton of Wheelixes lately. If you're running away, you don't, to my knowledge, let me level this up, because the first thing you do is go into your 3. Yep, there we go. So your 3 is a little short cast, as you can see. It's very, very, very quick. But what you can do is if you're running away from an Awilix and you hear Suku? I think it's Suku, come out. Just press your 3, you're knock-up immune, and keep running. You don't actually have to like turn to face and like keep trying to guess it. Just press your 3. Those are how you become a next level like Thor player. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not a next level Thor player. I still try and get better. He used to be one of my worst gods, so I played him a ton to try and get better. And now I can, but still see people do things with Thor, and even I'm like, how the hell did they even happen? And then finally his ult. You go up in the air, and then you can fly a certain amount of distance away. It is not like a Cherno. There is a shorter thing. It's kind of like the first 2 rat jumps. But when you come crashing down, if you hit them in the AoE, you do damage, and then you stun them for 1.5 seconds. After that, for the next 6 seconds, Thor deals damage to an enemy god with Mjolnir. So auto attacks his 3 or his 1. So literally, if you do damage to them, I don't know why they needed with Mjolnir. I guess because then, okay. So if you deal damage without using like Sunder or some shit like that, Lightning will arc, damaging the enemy hit and up to 2 additional enemies within 30 feet. Subsequent lightning hits deal 50% damage. So really strong to kind of go through, so we'll kind of do that in a sec. But anyways, that's a kind of overview of his abilities. To level up, I like going into his 3. His 1. Oh, shit. All right, we're going to reset level. Hang on. Went into the wrong one. Go into your 3. Your 1. Your 3. Your 3 at this point is going to clear the small minions, which is really, really nice. Depending on your build and everything like that, but with assassins and tier 1 trans, this will start clearing the smalls, so you can just auto the big ones. Level 4, I like going into the 2 because you need this before you hit level 5. Not necessarily need, but it's severely going to help you get kills. And then level your ult. Then level 6, I like going into the 3 again. At this point, you're probably going to start stacking trans, and this is just going to get more powerful. So this is where I stop the 3. For the most part, I know I'm like fumbling over my words. It's so hard because it depends on who you're going up against. If you're going up against a lot of people that have dashes like a Thoth and everything like that, then yes, this is where I'm going to stop. If you're going up against like a Cupid, a Thoth, a Tyr, even say like a Sylvanas and then like a Set, those are all, maybe not Sylvanas, but most of those like I've seen people play. Going into your 1 at this point is going to be significantly better because you stun, do your damage, and then get out. If you try and count on your 3 for damage on people that have jumps, even like an Odin, as soon as you start hitting your 3, all they're going to do is jump or dash away. So I guess, again, it depends on your playstyle because if you walk at them, that's kind of the hard thing. Normally, you're going to like stun, teleport in, and then do your spin. You don't really like dash in and then do your spin, and because then they're just going to dash away, and then you're like, ah, dang. Same thing. If you just try and like walk at them, like unless you're coming in from super far behind and they don't see you and they have no words, there's not really a way to walk at someone and literally have them go, a Thor is coming at me. What am I going to do? So that's just kind of a setup there. Anyways, after that, I like going into the 1. Personally, I don't think, or I do think leveling the ult is nice because the arc damage plus the extra damage. It's just really, really strong just in general. So I just personally like it because that extra like 50 plus the arc damage can be pretty nice. Looks like Saints is on, so I wonder if he is in my Discord. I'm sorry if you're seeing this, Saints. After that, I'll just continue to go on in. Land the 1. Now at this, again, it's just a personal preference. As you level the stun up, it reduces the cooldown, and not Soul Gem. Oh my gosh, the stun. I like putting a couple points into it. Your 3 is still going to be really, really strong. So again, it just depends on how the game is going. If I start stunning people, but they're getting out of it too quick, then I'll go ahead and put a couple into my stun. If I'm not, then I'm not going to level it. But at this point, if people are going to start getting beads online and, you can't like, not beads, but if they're starting to get Magi's and other things like that, where you want to be able to burn their beads a lot quicker and their Magi's, then maybe leveling this a little bit is. At this point, it's really, really tricky on how to level Thor, personally, because it depends on who you're going up against. It depends on how the game is going. There's so much that plays a part. Like, if you're now on the defensive, you probably want to level this to give you and your team more peeling potential, because it's going to increase the stun. Please keep that in mind, and then take this as a grain of salt. So, at that point, I'll level the 3, the 3, the 2... the 2, and then I'll go into the ult here. I know it's a very, very weird like level order, but I really do think as you start getting later in the game, leveling that stun at least a couple times and then finishing your items is going to be significantly better. Now for the items, especially if you start watching if you do watch the video, start with that and tier 2, and I think it's 2 of them. You get to stay out forever as long as you're actually farming. Again, Smite is a farming simulator. Don't worry about always trying to fight. It's just not needed, especially the way that you see. I give my mid laner basically all the experience while their jungler was sitting in mid. So I got ahead because I was taking more camps solo, and my mid also got ahead because they weren't splitting, an entire minion wave. They would just grab it, run over, grab a buff, and it was a really, really nice kind of thing. Depending again on your farm, going into Ninja Tabby I think is a really strong option. Otherwise, if you do back and you have so much gold that you can just go into Transcendence, I think that it's really strong because you are a very, very mobile god with, you have appeal with your stun. So if someone's chasing you can just turn, throw, and then teleport, and you're getting away. So it's really kind of nice as far as that goes. So getting Trans on just gives you such a huge power spike, especially like because you're still going to be farming pretty well. Then your boots, I mean, here's how I see it. Say that you have 600. This is 2,000 gold right here. Say that you back with 2,100 gold. What's going to be better? Getting, and then I personally like going Ninja Tab. As I said in my video, I found out because of Masked. It's a really good item right now. So 1,550. And then I have what? Even let's just say 600. So I get 20 power, plus I have tier 2 trans, which now means I need to wait and a complete additional 1,400 before I can start to stack this. Now, granted, this is my power right here. It's not bad. But why would I not just start stacking trans? Because the difference that it would take me to go from tier 2 to tier 3 trans is essentially the same as just getting boots. So anyways, I think getting that stack, because you're going to get more powerful, you're going to just get them online, and you're going to start popping people a lot faster. Again, it 100% depends on your gold. In the video that I did, I would have gone into trans, not boots first, because my farm was very, very efficient. If it wasn't and I start dying, then go boots. Don't go trans no matter what. It's really dumb. Anyways, after that, I like going into Hydras. I kind of explained a little bit too at the video, so watch the video too, because I don't want to just double dip. After that, Jotuns is going to be really helpful. This will give you 30% CDR. If you don't want to go Jotuns here, I get it. If you want to go into something like a Void Shield, this is just going to give you a little bit more prots. It's again, a lot of it depends on how the game is going. If I'm just like murdering people and I just get to do whatever I want, then I'll probably go into an Erendite. This gives a ton of power, 10% CDR, and you don't technically need it because you're going to have 20% right now. The extra 10% is not 100% needed. Plus, when you ult, you see everyone, you get movement speed. This with Hydras is just going to hit really hard. So again, it depends on it, but Erendite I really do like with Thor. For the sake of this, we're going to say just max cooldown. Then you can go into like a Void Shield. Again, if you're dying a lot, then you'll probably want to go into a Void and then sell boots and get shifters. If not, you can go into like a Heartseeker here. And then late game, if you're like, hey, I don't really need that extra 10% CDR, which is like 3 or like a second and a half off some of my abilities, then sell Jotuns and go Erendite. So I know it's kind of a very weird. Oh, wait, whoops. Thought I had that. So you can still go into that and then sell this and then still get Erendite if you ever make it incredibly late game. This is probably the build that I would have. Except here you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. Everything has cooldown in Smite this year. So very, very, very strong. Let's just go get this stacked so you can at least see the damage and the kind of... Oh, and the actual thing itself. So there is Thor, so I can come and land on him. There we go. So you can see Thor hits really, really hard. 334s, which is really strong. So I was trying to show the combo. I didn't talk about it before. When you stun someone or you CC someone, look right here. There's going to be a little white bar. I see so many amateur Thors. Like, they can't do anything. So CCing them again, all it's going to do is, it's called diminishing returns, and they will not be CC'd as long as anything else. Or as the next CC. So, except for knockups, because knockups have no diminishing returns, which is why knockups are the strongest form of CC in the game. Oh, reset cooldown. It doesn't matter. I'm already on cooldown. With Thor, you want to ult basically as soon as it's off cooldown. You're just going to be a very, very tanky, not tanky, very, very mobile, and you just destroy people. Oh, whoops. All right. So what I want you guys to see is when I ult this Odin right here. Oh, protections. Oh, this is the best. Hey, there we go. So most people will probably have around 150 prots. Super cool. Anyways, I don't have any pen. It's the one downside. But you destroy. And as an assassin, I think if you can kill their mage and ADC and their assassin really fast, then your ADC with Kins can destroy their solo laners. Anyways, let's go into this. So as you ult, we're going to go hit that Odin. Again, watch the bar on this combo. So you want to land, auto 1, auto 2. There we go. So that's essentially, oh my gosh, I'm so speedy. So as you saw, you land and you auto, throw the auto out, auto, 2, auto, and then use your 3. So really, really interesting. I see so many people that as soon as they land, they immediately ult. So I'll show you how I see more people like Thor ult. And this is the incorrect way, so don't be that person. Like they do that. Don't do that. I get there were bigger numbers. It's a level 1. But yeah, don't immediately stun. Let's see. I'm actually to make it a little bit easier so I can actually hit it more reliably. So we're gonna go on that Odin right there. So you land. Like it's a lot harder to do that. And you just lose so much confirm. So one more time, I'll show you the thing. Then you can go watch the video. It's a very short video. I apologize. I tried for 3 games. I got into it once and then had DCs. And I'm just like, I just want to get the damn video out. So anyways, we're going to come in on this spot now. And then just, again, watch the combo. Watch the white line. You don't want to CC someone unless that white line is almost to its end. Otherwise, your CC is just going to be a lot shorter and you're going to lose your damage on them. So, as you land, boom, you hit your ult. There we go. So that kind of shows the damage there. You land, auto 1, auto 2, auto 3, and then that's kind of it. So, with this build, you have a ton of CDR2, 4.8 seconds, and again, you can just keep running. Anyways, so you ult them, land. So it's land, auto 1, auto 2, auto 3. And then they're good. So yay! Fun times. There's your Thor guide. Some counters to him, though, are anyone with, like, CC. I personally think that, like, auto attackers can really, and anyone with a cripple can really hurt Thor. Because a cripple does stop his teleport. Also, if you have any form of CC and you can time it right, it is pretty difficult to do. But as soon as Thor throws his hammer, you CC him and he's essentially dead. Again, he does a lot of damage. You do have some tankiness with this build, but just keep that in mind on how to counter. So like a Kali, you start auto attacking and you should have beads. Now, again, this is perfect scenario. You have everything up. As soon as he stuns you, you beads and you start auto attacking. As soon as he throws his hammer, you stun him. You just kill him. Bakasura, the same thing. You walk in, and as long as his ult isn't up, if you ult him, he's not getting away because you're just going to hit him incredibly fast. If he does, like, teleport through the wall, then you have a jump and you can chase him, and you're going to be a lot faster because you're having multiple movement speeds. Same thing. Kind of Arachne is kind of a counter, but again, Arachne doesn't really have any jump. You'd have to hit with the webs, auto attack, and then if Thor turns around, does that, throws away. Even with your ult, it's going to be very difficult to chase him, and if you do, he's probably running to help, and you are in a very big trouble at that point because then you have no escape with your Arachne ult. So, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy. I know it's a little bit longer of a video, but I'm trying to make these very in-depth for the people that are picking up Thor for the first time. Thank you so much, and enjoy the video. Alright guys, welcome back to the most amazing gaming channel in the world outside of Noobs Gaming. Today we're going to be going over Thor. I'm going to just try and play the game and explain why I'm going into certain things. If I had more time, I would have, I'm not going to say troll around, but because Thor's auto attacks hit for so hard, I honestly think that you could probably go auto attack based with him. I'm also trying to decide if I like this Gladiator.
What brings you before me?
Or if I like the Violet Lord. And I think I'm going to go Violet Lord because I was just watching the Dragon Prince. And kind of a badass show. If you guys haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. Super cool. It's just finished its 3rd season. And it was written by the same creator, to my knowledge, as Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it even has Sokka in there. They implement some really cool things. I'm not gonna like spoil anything, but one of the really cool things I like is there's a lot of diverse characters in it, as well as they have an Irish person in there, like really heavy Irish accent, and then another one is someone who speaks sign language, which I cannot for the life of me remember if I've ever seen a show, like a cartoon series, that had one of the main characters speak sign language. It was so cool to personally see. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of why I'm going with Violet Lord. Because there's some mages, they're like moonlight elves, and he kind of looks like one, so I'm gonna go it. Also, it's really fucking cold because I'm not wearing any long sleeve shirts and it's snowing outside and I'm in my basement, so naturally it's gonna be a lot colder because all the heat rises. So if I shudder, that's gonna be why. I will only help you all for a price. All right, so we're gonna do that. What do I need to? Oh yeah, beads against Heimdallr. That'll be good. I hope the wind. So fingers crossed we don't have a DC or anyone that gets upset. So I'm gonna go the normal Thor build. I really do think that, like I was saying, you can go auto attack based, just because you get 100% of your physical power every time, and his auto attacks aren't bad. Like, you're gonna see if I start autoing at people.
Cool.
If I start auto attacking people, it's going to hit for like probably 300 plus. Like, it's crazy, not including Hydra's procs, because we're gonna go into a transcendence into a we're gonna go ninja tabi. Right. It just, to me, isn't worth the extra 20 power for the extra mana you get for transcendence, as well as the extra 25 attack speed. It's just gonna help with everything. This is a really strong item, and I didn't realize it until I was watching a Mast video. And
enemies in right lane.
He actually was bringing it up, and I'm like, that's actually a really good point. Like, you trade 20 power for a lot. An enemy has left the game. Oh man, I'm gonna try and get the big because she missed it. Okay, got it. Whew. Well, that's unfortunate. I was really hoping that wouldn't happen. So we're just gonna keep kind of running. Now we can auto the smalls. Because Thor doesn't have an auto attack train, so it doesn't really matter what ones you hit. Again, you want to destroy the smalls so you don't take that extra damage. Who was that left? Was it Tyr? Yeah, it looks like Tyr. Enemy spotted. Woo! Got them both. I am truly one of a kind. I see. Alright. That's fine. Again, we just want to farm. Remember what I've always said, guys. Smite is a farming simulator. Do you yield? Now, because they're getting aggressed over here, I'm going to try and come over here and save their purple. I'm going to pop a health pot in case a fight does ensue. And I don't really need mana right now. There we go. It might not be an issue. All right. So at this point, it comes down to playstyle. I'm just going to go into a couple levels into my 3 so that I can do things like that. Be careful.
Enemy missing right.
I'm actually really impressed or surprised that they didn't rotate on that. So yeah, we're just going to keep kind of running. I'm out farming the Heimdallr. Damn, they got that. Be careful, middle. Trying to give her like a ton of solo mid experience so that she'll be ahead of that Vulcan. Ice. And now we're gonna run back and go do backs to then speed and then. Okay, I'm actually gonna take a little bit of this. Oh, come on. Damn. Alright, now I'll go into my stun, get the self peel. Oh jeez. By doing that, it actually allowed me to get these mids. Enemy spotted.
Stop at once!
Just run. Just run.
Retreat!
She's fine. Alright, that's good. Again, the reason why I like leveling my 3 is because it's better for, like, jungle camp. Like, as you can see right there, it's really, really nice. Now, I gotta go to my speed instead of blue, just because I don't want it to get it invaded. And without there being a solo laner, I probably shouldn't even have to go over there.
Okay.
But I will because I like experience. And Ares should get this. But he won't. Because, like, it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, it's casual, so it's not a big deal. Because if I know he's going to come for this blue next, I can rotate.
Stop at once!
Oop. 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 There we go.
Ultimate is
Damn, see, like,
ready.
we're huge right now. Morgan's 5 and hasn't died. I'm 5 because I've ran around. And just done juggle camps by myself. Like, that's crazy.
Attack right lane.
Oh, jeez. Alright, we're going to run into this.
Enemy missing
Enemy
right.
missing middle.
So we're going to check on harpies. You always want to go for neutral camps first. There we go. And you can really, like, spam your 3 because it's on such a short cooldown.
Ahead in time.
There we go. Preferred not to 3-way split that.
Be
Enemy
careful
spotted.
middle.
Who doesn't have beads? Wait, Hal doesn't have beads?
Ultimate is ready. Gank right lane. How gank thee?
There she is. So we're going to go right here.
Now
There we go.
started. Your courage is that of a
All right.
banished.
So as you saw, there's a little white bar, and you don't want to like just immediately like throw your entire load into him because it does nothing for you. In fact, with the way that this farm is going, ow, the way that this farm is going, I might actually just back for a full trans.
Making a run for it. Do you yield?
There we go. So I'm gonna love. Oh man.
Unfortunate.
Farewell.
Yes.
Can't get a YouTube vid out. Alright guys, well I tried. I'm gonna save this just in case, but it just sucks because you don't see any of the other things why you want to go into that. I like leveling to 3 a couple times, just because then you can get your full, like, really good clear. And then you can go into your 1 for damage, so... unfortunate. I might upload this, guys, because, like, my last game I got support. This game there's a DC, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Anyways, guys, if you do want twitch.tv/theholyseraph, hope to hang out sometime if this video actually goes live. Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys saw with Thor, like on that ult, as soon as you hit it, you don't want to immediately just throw your stun out because they're going to be affected by diminishing returns, and we wouldn't have got the kill if I did it that way. So you want to like land, auto, throw your 1, and then probably at that time, because your ult isn't leveled up, let's just go look at Thor's abilities. So it's a 1.5. So if you have ninjas, you probably can, but because I didn't have anything, I didn't have any auto attack based. I was a short enough level. So it was ultim, auto, throw your 1, then stun, and then immediately start to spin to win. Followed up with any other autos. And you just do a ton of damage. The arc damage is really, really strong. What you want to do on Thor, though, is that's why I like going into trans. So let's look at his actual build here. I like going into trans, ninja, hydras, jotuns. Then you can go into like a void shield, maybe a heart seeker if you're just like snowballing and can't die. Shifters also isn't a bad other alternative. I really like shifters and think it's a slept on item because if you look at it, it's 2,400 gold compared to 26. 2,400 gives you, what is that, 70 physical power? And then when you're under 75% health, you gain 35 of both protections. Like, it is just such a strong item that I really think it's just crazy. Like, it's amazing for assassins because you go in, do your damage, they poke you, and then all of a sudden you get super tanky. You pair that with Void Shield, and you're going to have, what, 50... that's 35 plus 50. So you're going to have 100 physical protections and, what, 50 magical? And that's just through items. Like, I know. I really think that Shifters is a slept-on item. It's super, super strong for people like assassins because you go in, do your damage. When you get poked out, you're fine. Plus, it's also really good against people that have, like, late ults, like Nuwa. But yeah, anyways, this is kind of the build I would have gone. I would have gone in Trans, Ninja, and then probably Hydras, and then Jotuns. You never want to go Hydras unless you have a power item. If I go Jotun or Ninja, Jotuns, Hydras, it's not very good because Hydras, you need to have some sort of power like a Bloodforge, a Shifters, or a Trans. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy it, and this is going up. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, as always, have yourself an absolutely amazing life.